What's up, people? Colin here, back with my weekly video. um, this hat kind of reminds me of uh, the French Connection with Gene Hackman in there. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. I might have to check that out. But it's from 1970s type of movie. Before the Breaking Bad guy made the pork pie hat famous again, the drug dude. Anyway, we won't talk about that stuff. Any updates? I've had a pretty good week. I got like just about a week of work left now. And I shall be doing all my summer activities. An update on that is I just got my email from the candy corn people, and I will be in Riverside, California, June 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. And guess what? Doug's going with me. He's going to meet me at the Kansas City airport, and we will be going together, and maybe we'll get a video in there somewhere at the motel room or something. And that's for the candy corn movie I'm going to be in that any of you don't know. And also going with us is Al from Al's Horror Shop. If any of you are into horror, check out his channel. It's called Al's Horror Shop, and he posts videos about his collection of horror items, toys, collectibles, that sort of stuff. And I'll leave his link below for anybody who's interested in that sort of thing. And that's about it. Anyways, first off, we have these cassette tapes, and there's 3 of them. I don't know. This is from the Mississippi Records and Tapes. I have no clue what that is. They almost look homemade, and even the cassettes are blank. But it's all kinds of soundtracks from horror movies. There's The Sound of Fear. The Sound of Fear Volume 2. And The Sound of Fear Volume 3. And these are all kinds of horror soundtracks, obviously, from like Halloween, Alien, some Alfred Hitchcock movies, that sort of thing. And I just thought that was kind of fun, so I picked it up. Picked those up. And next we are getting to the records. And this is some sort of a reissue, or maybe they bootlegged it after the concert. This is Captain Beefheart and the Magic Band. Live at Newworth Park, Saturday, 5th of July, 1975. Gatefold, and that is on a bright orange vinyl. I'm just now kind of getting into Captain Beefheart, just rediscovering them. I've listened to so much music that I'm trying to explore new areas all the time, because I'm getting tired of some of the old stuff. And speaking of that, this summer I'm going to be purging a whole bunch of records out of my collection. If I think that they're just sitting there and I haven't played them for several years, I'm going to probably sell them or donate them. And I might even make a video showing what I'm going to purge in case anybody's interested. Because I don't believe that I should just be stacking records upon records and not listening to them, and not finding the time for them if I don't think they're worthy of listening to on a daily basis or even on a weekly basis. But when you have a record in your collection and you haven't not listened to it in like a couple years, what's the point of even having it? I know you say, this is going to be a big argument. You say, I have it because it's worth a lot of money. I just want to have it there to know that I have it. that sort of thing. Won't get into that anymore. And here we have heavy rock from the American Come Down era. Browne Acid, the first trip. And this is to me, it looked like it's a bunch of songs from like the psychedelic songs from there. Now let's put that up there. Some of the bands that are on there. The psychedelic era, pretty much. And here we have Allen Ginsberg reads Howl. You all know I'm into the beat poets. And this is his famous poem called Howl. And he reads that amongst some other readings. And it says made in France on here. I think it's just on a plain... No, it's actually on a red vinyl. And this plastic type sleeve, which I might switch that out for paper. Because these tend to stick sometimes and ruin your vinyl. And next we have the Fever Tree. Found another Fever Tree here. And here's this last record here. I didn't know what it was. It's called the Cosmic Corridors. And I read the thing, and it just seemed interesting to me. It says mental experiments. First ever vinyl reissue of this underground kraut monster, recorded, produced circa 1972-73 in Cologne by Toby the Mad Twiddler Robinson for his Pyramid label. Originally released as an ultra-limited handmade edition, original copies are lost forever in the mist of time. Featuring Mythos drummers, I don't need to go through the whole band. Tripped out ambient soundscapes, dark atmosphere drones, plenty of mini Moog, gothic Hammond organ, Rhodes electric, and 12-string acoustic guitars. Ritual chants effects, horror cinematic vibe. Warning, don't listen to this in the dark. Cosmic Corridors. I've never heard of it. And even the guy at the record store, the owner, he said this is a very like he didn't exactly say trippy, but he, some kind of weird stuff, I guess, that I actually might like. And this one also says made in France on a little sticker over there. I don't know what it is about this camera. Maybe it's all the yellow items that I have, like this poster. And now we have Luigi there. He's a new member of the room. He's ready to serve us some spaghettis and linguinis, tortellinis, and ravioli type stuff. And then there's yellow on this poster up here. I don't know if that's interfering with the camera on here, because I noticed that the reflection on my face looks yellow, and I don't know if it's from these posters. Who knows? Anyway, we're not here to worry about that. Oh, and Luigi's a new member, I just said. Movie. We have a box set. Alfred Hitchcock. The Masterpiece Collection. I've already watched one of these, and it's a very good movie I've never seen before, and it was called The Rear Window with, not Peter Fonda's his son, the daddy Fonda. Let me look for his name. Oh, where's it at? That's what I get for not... Oh, here we go. His name's... it doesn't say there either. The man who knew too much. Jimmy Stewart. It's not even a Fonda. Why did I come up with Fonda on that? But it's Jimmy Stewart. And he was in... It looks like about half of Alfred Hitchcock's movies. And this is the one I watched the other day. And it was... I really enjoyed it. Alfred Hitchcock movies, and the only ones I remember seeing is The Birds, and what's the other one? The Rope. Too much. Vertigo. I remember seeing Vertigo, but I don't remember it too much, so I'll have to rewatch that. Psycho. Yeah, that's probably his most famous movie is Psycho. But I'm interested in The Birds. I'm interested in seeing some of these others because I've never seen them. And he has Jimmy Stewart and about 3-4 of his movies. This one looks interesting too. Hitchcock's Frenzy. There we go. And there's a bunch of behind the scenes and documentaries and stuff on here. And that's a Blu-ray set. And lastly, we have the books. And I could have showed these in a previous video at some point. I'm just trying to pick out stuff you may not have seen, and there's been so many videos now. I'm up to 400 and some that I may have already showed this before, but you might see it again. And I have some more Pulp Fiction books for you, and this one is Take a Murder, Darling. Man, oh man, she was slaying me inch by inch, smile by smile. Shel Scott. There was a lot of her already in the room before the rest of her got in. I leered. She looked as though she'd been dreamed up by a sex-mad scientist. She was stacked, all right, and it took me a long time to discover she was stacked for murder. I'm Shel Scott, private eye, first class. When a luscious babe like that hires me as her bodyguard, I'm a man who loves his work. And he's got a big grin on his face there. Take a Murder, Darling. Here we have Date with Death. No one could blame her, but he was taking no chances. Let's see. Violent death disturbs the quiet of an Annapolis evening, drawing a young doctor to the aid of two lovely but distressed young women. A hellish debris of cross purposes and passions, entanglements and confusion piles dizzily upon the three of them as the murder sets off a chain reaction that shatters the dignity of old Annapolis and the Naval Academy. Soon more than one life is at stake, and the doctor temporarily forsakes medicine to track down a killer. Nope. Where's Morty? Morty! Here we have Nude in the Mink, Sax Romer. Morty's actually in the window right now. There's my neighbor's having a fire outside, a little campfire in the front yard, and there's music going and playing around out there, and I think he's watching out the window at those guys. There's a couple of neighborhood cats that come and torment him almost on a nightly basis in the window. There's a gray and white tabby and another black cat that sit at the window, and they look at each other, and sometimes he goes a little nuts over that. And I know. Jeez. Nude in the Mink, Sax Romer. Those haunted eyes studied him, and he thought that she was beginning to lose some of her terror. A moment longer she watched him. All color had left her cheeks. She swayed. "Oh my God," she whispered. "What shall I do?" Mark Donovan turned to seek help. He returned in a moment, and she was gone. Out of the mystery of foggy Mayfair she had come. The mystery of foggy Mayfair. Mayfair had swallowed her up again, and under her mink wrap, she was nude. There you are. I actually got to put you in the video this time because you won't do it on your own. Oh, Colin and Morty, over and out, and weirdos unite.